The stars were quiet. Captain Ray Carter floated outside his small repair ship, fixing a broken communication satellite. He had done this kind of job 100 times. Space was cold, dark, and silent, but Ray liked it that way. No noise, no war, no people, just him and the stars. But then, something strange happened. His helmet radio buzzed soft at first, then louder. A voice, don't know, a scream. Human, please. My mom won't breathe. Ray froze. The voice was not human. It was high, shaky, and full of fear. A child's voice, but not from Earth. He looked at the satellite. No signal came from it. The scream came again. Please, anyone, human, help us. Ray turned back to his ship and jumped inside. He rushed to the control panel and scanned for the signal. The computer picked up a weak distress call, coming from a small object drifting not far from his location. He zoomed in the camera. It was a pod, damaged old alien inside the pod. He saw a small figure, blue-skinned, tiny, crying. Next to the child was a larger figure, not moving. Ray didn't think twice. He grabbed the control stick and moved his ship toward the pod. As he got closer, the child noticed him and pressed its tiny hand to the glass. Ray could see his face clearly. Now, big golden eyes, cheeks wet with tears. Ray opened the docking port and pulled the alien pod inside his ship. The moment the doors sealed, Ray ran to the pod and opened it. A thin, scared alien boy crawled out and held onto Ray's arm. Please, the boy cried. My mom, she won't wake up. Ray looked at the alien woman. She was pale and barely breathing. He carried her gently to the medical bed and scanned her body. The ship's computer struggled to read her alien biology. He gave her oxygen. He gave her warmth. He didn't know if it was enough. The boy stood beside him, shaking. We were running. They found us. My mom hid me in the pod, but something hit us. We crashed. Ray turned to him. Who found you? The boy whispered. The Varnock. Ray had heard that name once in a secret report, an alien race that destroyed planets. He looked at the woman. She stirred. Her eyes opened just for a second. Her lips moved. Ray leaned closer. She whispered one word. Earth. Then she passed out again. Ray stepped back. Stunned. The ship lights flickered. His computer showed a warning. Incoming object detected. Unidentified vessel. Ray quickly closed the pod bay and turned off external lights. His ship drifted, silent. In the dark, the radar showed something huge moving through space. No signal, no ID, no sound. The boy clung to Ray. That's them. Ray stared at the radar. He had no weapons, no backup, and 2 aliens in his ship. If the Varnock found them, they were all dead. He looked at the child, then at the woman. He had a choice. He could leave the aliens at a nearby asteroid base and fly away, stay safe, or he could help. Ray sighed. All right, little one, you're with me now. The boy's eyes lit up. Really? Ray nodded. We'll keep your mom alive, and we'll tell Earth what's coming. Outside, the Varnock ship passed silently, like a shadow in the dark. Ray watched it disappear behind the stars. His quiet life was over. Something much bigger had begun. Ray Carter stood beside the alien woman, unsure if she would live. Her chest rose slowly, like every breath was a battle. The ship's scanner kept flashing red warnings. The system could not read her biology. Human medicine was useless here. The boy, Taru, sat near her head. His small blue hands held hers tightly. She's cold, Taru whispered. Too cold. Ray knelt down. I gave her heat, oxygen, and fluids. It's all I can do. Taru nodded, tears in his golden eyes. You saved us. Thank you, human. Ray looked away. He didn't feel like a hero. He felt helpless. Suddenly the ship lights flickered. Ray turned to the control screen. Unknown code. Detected decryption in progress. What is that? Ray mumbled. TAR. You stood up. My mom's wristband. It's a Letheri medical AI. It connects to ships. Maybe it's helping her. Ray watched as alien code spread across the screen. It translated slowly. Vital signs stabilizing. Body temperature rising. Brain signals detected. Ray smiled. She's fighting. Taru's face lit up. She's strong. The lights flickered again, this time brighter. The scanner turned green. Her body was weak but alive. Ray stood amazed. Your tech is better than ours. Taru nodded. My mother, she is a healer, one of the best. Ray looked at the sleeping woman. What's her name? Tirana. Tirana, Ray repeated. She's lucky to have you, Taru. No, Taru said. I'm lucky to have her. Ray walked to the pilot seat. He had to think. The Varnock were nearby. He couldn't call Earth. His comms were still blocked. If he stayed here, they'd be found. He tapped his console. A nearby asteroid belt showed up on screen. Asteroid base. Old mining station. It might have a long-range antenna. He turned to Taru. We're leaving. Taru stood, scared. Is it safe? Ray smirked. Nothing is safe, but it's better than waiting here. He started the engines. The ship rumbled as it pushed toward the belt. Halfway through the journey, Tirana stirred. Ray looked back. Her eyes opened, slow and glassy. Where am I? She asked weakly. Taru rushed to her. Mama. She touched his face gently. You're alive. Ray moved closer. You're safe. For now. I'm Ray Carter. Human, I found you. Tirana's eyes locked on him. You should not have. They will come. They already did, Ray said. But we got away. Tirana coughed, then said, "No, they do not stop. They track, they burn. Your kind, your planet, they are next." Ray's stomach sank. "Why Earth?" Tirana's voice dropped. "The Varnik believe humans are dangerous like us, too curious, too bold." Ray frowned. "They're right. We are curious, but we don't start wars." "They do not care," she said. "They erase what they fear." Ray turned to the stars outside. "Then we warn Earth before they erase us." Tirana reached for her wristband. She pressed a few buttons. A small hologram appeared in the air, an image of many ships, black and sharp, flying together in space. "Invasion fleet," she whispered, "heading for human space." Ray stared. "That's an army." Taru grabbed his mother's hand. "Can we stop them?" Tirana shook her head. "Not alone." Ray sat in the pilot's seat again. "We'll find help." Soon the ship entered the asteroid field. Rocks floated everywhere, large and small. The mining station appeared dark, broken, forgotten. Ray landed the ship inside a rocky cave. It was risky, but hidden. He stepped outside with a flashlight and moved toward the station's entrance. The door was rusted shut. "Looks dead," Ray muttered. He pulled out a small cutting torch and started burning through back on the ship. Tirana tried to sit up. "Tar, you helped her. Don't move too much, Mama." She smiled weakly. "I need to help the human." "You already did," Taru said proudly. Inside the station, Ray reached the control room. Dust covered everything. He found the main terminal and connected his ship's wire. The screen buzzed. The old antenna hummed. It was slow, but alive. He opened a channel. "Earth Command. This is Captain Ray Carter. Urgent message. Alien threat. Incoming. Repeat. Alien threat inbound." Static answered. Then signal weak. "Identity confirmed." "Say again." "Carter." Ray took a breath. "Varnok. Invasion fleet. I have Lethari survivors. They're coming for Earth. We must prepare." More. Static. Then a final message. Message received. "Continue transmission. We are listening." Ray smiled. They had heard him, but outside, hidden among the asteroids, something else had heard too. A silent ship powered up. Its lights glowed red. The Varnik had found them again. Ray Carter's hands flew across the control panel. He had done it. Earth heard his warning. The message was out. But something inside him said it wasn't over, and he was right. Far outside the mining station, hidden behind a cluster of floating rocks, a dark ship moved silently. It had no lights, no sound. Like a shadow in space. Inside, the Varnik watched. They had found the human. They had found the boy. They would not leave witnesses. Ray stepped back inside his ship, wiping sweat from his face. The long-range message had drained power. He could hear the engines humming low, tired and weak. Tirana looked at him. Her face was pale, but her eyes were sharp now. "Did they hear you?" Ray nodded. "Yes. Earth got the warning. They're listening now." Tirana closed her eyes. "Good. Then we still have a chance." Suddenly a loud beep filled the room. Ray rushed to the radar screen. "Proximity alert. Object approaching." "RTAR." ran to the front. "Is it Earth ships?" Ray shook his head slowly. "No, it's not them." The screen showed one red dot, moving fast. Too fast. The Varnak had arrived. Ray jumped into the pilot's seat. "Strap in. This is going to get rough." He lifted the ship out of the asteroid cave. Behind them, the mining station sat cold and quiet. A beam of red light shot across space, just missing them. Ray shouted, "They're firing." Tirana gripped the side of the chair. "Don't try to fight them. Just run." Ray already knew that his ship was small, slow, and unarmed. The Varnok ship was bigger, faster, and deadly. He spun the ship around an asteroid, flying close to the rocky surface. Lasers slammed into the stones behind them, exploding dust and fire. Taru held his breath. "Are we going to die?" Ray didn't answer. He couldn't lie. Not now. He flew lower into the belt, weaving between sharp rocks. His eyes scanned the map. A narrow gap appeared between two giant asteroids. It was tight, dangerous, but it was the only chance. "I'm going in," he shouted. The ship dove forward. The Varnok followed, closing the gap. Inside the enemy vessel, the leader clicked its sharp jaw. Human ship fleeing. Weak but clever. Another Varnik growled. "Destroy them," the leader hissed. "No, not yet. Follow, study. Fear makes humans slow. Let them feel it." Back on Ray's ship, warning lights flashed everywhere. Hull temperature rising. Shields at 32%. Ray grit his teeth. "Hold together just a little more." They burst through the narrow pass. The Varnok ship followed, but slower. Ray saw something. On his scanner, an old debris field from a past mining explosion. Broken machines floated there like dead insects. An idea formed. Ray pulled the ship hard left, right into the debris. Taru gasped. "Are you crazy?" Ray smiled a little. Inside the field, Ray killed the main engine. The ship went dark. They floated, quiet, among the metal remains. The Varnok ship arrived. Moments later it scanned the area. Silence. Nothing moved. The enemy ship paused. Then, it turned away. They were gone. Ray waited 5 full minutes before he powered up the ship again. Taru exhaled loudly. "That was close." Ray nodded. "Too close." Tirana looked out the window. "They'll be back." "I know," Ray said. He flew toward a safer zone, quiet, with no heat or signal. A dark corner of space. They needed to rest. Think. Plan. Tar you turned to his mother. Why do the Varnok want us gone so badly? Tirana spoke softly. Long ago, the Varnok ruled many worlds. They crushed all voices, all freedom, but Lth resisted. We built peace with others. We learned. We shared knowledge. Ray listened carefully. They feared that. She continued, so they attacked. Burned our worlds, and now they see the same fire in humans. Ray frowned. So what next? Just because we're not afraid. Yes, Tirana said. You're brave, curious. You ask too many questions, and you won't bow down. Ray looked at the stars. Then we don't bow, we fight. Tirana shook her head. You can't fight them alone, but maybe together we can. Ray turned to her. You mean humans and Lthari? Yes, we have knowledge. You have will. Ray nodded slowly. Then we start something new. A team, a bond. Taru smiled wide. Like family. Ray smiled back. Exactly like family, but far behind them, deep in the shadows of the asteroid belt. The Varnak leader watched through long-range sensors. They run, they hide. It hissed. Let them. Another Varnak asked. Should we follow? The leader's eyes glowed red. No, not yet. Let them carry the fear. Let them warn their people. A cruel grin spread across its face. Let the humans prepare. Pause, then we destroy them all. The ship floated in silence. Ray Carter stared at the control panel. Power levels were low. Engines were tired. But his mind was racing. We can't run forever, he said. Here. You looked up from the corner, holding his mother's hand. They'll find us again, won't they? Ray nodded. Yes. And next time they won't wait. Tirana slowly sat up, her voice still weak. Then we must finish what we started. Earth must hear everything, not just fear, but truth. Ray turned in his seat. We sent a message. A warning. But now they need proof. Tirana reached for her wristband. It glowed faint blue. I recorded what I saw, she said. Their ships, their leaders, their plans. Ray leaned forward. That's what Earth needs, but the signal is weak, Tirana warned. That mining station didn't have the power to send this kind of data. Ray rubbed his face. Then we need something stronger. Who opened the star map. One location blinked. A forgotten station, outpost, Theta 7 deep space relay tower, shut down years ago. Old Earth tech, he said. High-powered transmitter. If we fix it, we can send everything. Taru looked nervous. What if the Varnok find us first? Ray gave a tired smile. Then we make sure the message gets through before they do. They reached the outpost 2 hours later. It looked like a giant needle, floating in space, dark, dead, broken. Ray guided the ship to its docking port. The metal walls groaned as they connected. He turned to the others. Stay here, I'll go alone. Tirana shook her head. You'll need help. That station's old. Let me guide you. Ray hesitated, then nodded. All right, but carefully. They suited up and stepped inside the dark station. Dust floated in the air. Lights flickered weakly. The air smelled of rust and silence. Ray led the way with a flashlight. Tirana followed, her eyes scanning the old human tech. It's primitive, she said, but strong. They've reached the main terminal. Ray opened a panel, revealing wires and a cracked power core. It needs a boost, he said. Tirana took off her wristband. She connected it to the port. The lights brightened. The screen blinked alive. System online awaiting INPU. Ray smiled. Now we send the truth. He connected his ship's computer and opened Tirana's files. The images were shocking. Ships blotting out stars, planetary bombardments, slave camps, and battle plans. Ray added his own logs, voice records, flight paths, warnings. He took a breath and pressed send, uploading to Earth Command. 5%, 12%. Tirana stepped back. It's working. Ray checked the radar. Let's hope it finishes before the alarm screamed. Incoming. Vessel Varnok signature DITICTI. Trana's eyes widened. They followed us. Ray grabbed his Taru. Get ready. Launch the ship if we don't make it. No, Taru cried. I'm not leaving without you. Ray didn't have time to argue. He turned to the console. Upload 38%, 41%. He pulled a second power cable and forced it into the board. Sparks flew. The transfer sped up. Tirana's wristband flickered red. They're trying to jam the signal. Ray shouted, hold the line. Outside, the Varnak ship appeared black, spiked, and silent. It aimed its weapons inside. Taru stared at the screen. Missile lock. 10 seconds. He gritted his teeth. He was just a boy. But he was a Lathari. He opened his mother's pack and pulled out a small glowing crystal. She once told him, this is energy from our world. Only use it to save lives. Taru ran to the ship's core and placed the crystal inside a converter port. The engines roared back to life. He opened the Ray, you have more power now. Finish the message. Ray felt the surge. The lights turned bright white. The upload raced forward. 0.67%. 78%. 92%. Outside, the Varnak missile launched. Inside the tower, Ray and Tirana ran. The message had to finish before the tower exploded. 99%, 100%. Transmission COMP. Ray yelled. We did it. Tirana smiled, proud. Now Earth knows. The wall shook hard. The Varnak missile had hit. Fire burst down the hallway. Ray and Tirana barely made it to the airlock. Ray opened the outer door and saw his ship lifting off. Taru flew it closer, the door wide open. Ray jumped first. Then he reached back for Tirana. Stumbled. The flames were too close. Ray shouted to Tirana. She looked at him with calm eyes. Protect my son. Then she pushed him inside and closed the outer door. A second explosion rocked the tower. Ray screamed. No. Taru pulled him back as the ship shot away. The tower burned behind them, light glowing in the black sky. Inside the ship, silence. Ray sat on the floor, broken. Taru stared out the window. She saved us again. Ray placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. She saved Earth too. Outside, the stars kept moving, and far away. Earth Command received the full message. Images, voices, warnings, and a new word echoed through. Human space: VARNOK. The enemy was real, and war was coming. Taru sat in silence. His mother was gone. Ray Carter didn't say much either. He kept his eyes on the stars, hands locked on the controls, pushing the ship through cold space. Behind them, the Varnak ship burned but not fully destroyed. Ray had seen it before. They always survived and they always came back. Back on Earth, the message had arrived. Military officers watched the footage in silence. The black ships, the burning colonies, the Varnak. This isn't a joke. The commander said, this is war. But some didn't believe. Maybe it's fake. Maybe it's just aliens fighting aliens. One younger officer shook his head. No sir, there's a human voice in the file. A captain, Ray Carter. The commander stood. Then find him now. Ray's ship limped through a quiet sector. No planets, no help, just broken stars and the sound of pain. He finally spoke. I'm sorry, Taru. She gave everything. Taru didn't answer. He looked at the empty seat where his mother had once smiled. Ray sighed. You saved us. That crystal, it kept the ship alive. I didn't save her, Taru whispered. Ray turned in his seat. She chose to stay. Not because she gave up, but because she believed in you. Taru looked up. But I'm just a kid. Ray smiled sadly. So was I once. He leaned back. You think I was born brave? I used to be scared of everything. Space, war, being alone. Taru blinked. You're not scared now. Ray stared at the stars. I'm still scared, but I do the right thing anyway. Taru nodded slowly. That's what his mother did. Suddenly, alarms rang. Incoming warp signature. Varnak vessel. Ray's heart jumped. They're back. He powered up the engines, but the ship was too slow. They'll catch us, he said. Taru stood up. We have to hide. No time. Ray scanned nearby space. A small wormhole blinked in the distance, unstable but open. If we go through that, we might not come out in one piece, Ray said. Taru looked at him. But if we stay, we won't come out at all. Ray smirked. Good point. He turned the ship toward the wormhole. Behind them, the Varnak ship fired a tracking beam. It locked onto their engine trail. They're too close, Ray muttered. We need a trick. Taru rushed to the back. He remembered something his mother once taught him. He found a leftover piece of Letherite, small and round. He plugged it into the ship's trail generator. The ship instantly began throwing out faults as engine paths zigzag patterns, moving in circles. Ray saw the Varnak beam split, confused. Nice job, co-pilot, he said. Taru smiled for the first time since she was gone. They entered the wormhole. It was chaos. Colors exploded around them. The ship rattled hard. Metal groaned. Lights flickered. Ray held the controls steady. Almost there. Taru grabbed the seat. What if we get lost in here? Ray grinned. Then we get lost together. One final shake and they were through. They fell out of the wormhole into quiet space. Ray looked around. No sign of the Varnak. Did we lose them? Taru asked. Ray checked the radar. For now, they drifted into a calmer zone. A small moon orbited nearby. Ray landed the ship behind it, hidden again. Taru helped Ray check damage. The ship was tired, but still breathing just like them. Later, they sat on the floor sharing a meal. It wasn't much, just dry food and water packs. Taru looked up. What happens now? Ray leaned back. Earth knows. They saw the message. They'll get ready, but will they believe? Taru asked. Ray paused. Some will, some won't. But when the sky starts burning, even fools wake up. Taru was quiet. Then he asked, will you fight? Ray didn't answer right away. Then he said, yes, I've run from war long enough. I lost friends, now I won't lose more. He looked at Taru. You don't have to stay with me, you know. We can find a safe place. Taru interrupted. No, I want to help. I want to finish what my mother started. Ray smiled. Then welcome aboard, co-pilot. Back on Earth, a council meeting began. Footage of Ray's message played again. This time, people listened. They saw the fear in his voice, the truth in Tirana's words, the courage in a boy's eyes. We must prepare, one general said to the president. It stood. And if they come, they will, said the general suit. The room went silent. Then the president gave the order. Ready the fleets. And find Captain Carter. Meanwhile, deep in Varnak space, their leader slammed a clawed hand onto a map. They escaped again. An officer trembled. The message reached Earth. The leader's eyes glowed red. Good. Let them panic. Let them scream. He pointed at a glowing dot Earth. Soon, he said, we erase them. All of them. Ray and Teru sat under the stars. One human. One alien child. But in their hearts, a single goal. To protect the future, and in the distance, Earth waited, ready or not. The stars were shifting, and the real war had just begun. The meeting room on Earth was cold and quiet. Leaders from every country sat around a long glass table. Generals, scientists, presidents, everyone important. A large screen showed Ray Carter's message. His voice played again. This is not a warning. It's a promise. The Varnak are coming. The video ended. No one spoke for a long time. Then a senator stood. This is just a scared man in space. It's not proof, a scientist answered calmly. We checked the data, the alien images, the fleet designs, the weapon tech. It's real. Nothing like it exists on Earth. A general slammed his fist on the table. What are we waiting for? If this is real, we must prepare. Another leader stood and start a war. What if we make them angry by acting too soon? Everyone started talking at once. Fear filled the room. But one voice cut through the noise. President Hale stood slowly. Enough silence. She looked at them all. I saw the message. I saw a man risking his life for truth. I saw a child beside him, an alien child who lost his mother to save us. She looked at the stars beyond the window. We can no longer pretend we're alone. We have one choice. She turned back. We either stand now or fall forever. Far away, in the cold dark, Ray Carter sat quietly inside his ship. Taru was beside him, fixing a broken screen with small tools. They had just finished sending another coded message to Earth, a follow-up report, confirming their escape and the location of the Varnak fleet. Ray stared at the stars. Do you think they listened? Taru didn't look up. Your planet is loud. Maybe they argue a lot, but I think someone heard. Ray chuckled. Yeah, that sounds like Earth. He checked the power core. Still low. Taru smiled. We can make it work. Ray glanced at him. You're different now. Taru paused. Different how? Stronger, quieter, more focused. Taru shrugged. You said I'm your co-pilot. I have to be ready. Ray smiled. You already are. Suddenly a light blinked on the screen. Incoming signal. Earth command. Ray jumped into the seat. They found us. He opened the channel. A voice came through. Captain Ray Carter. This is Earth's command. We received your full transmission. We are preparing. Ray let out a breath. Finally. Another voice spoke, firm and calm. This is President Hale. I want to speak with both of you. Ray blinked. Madam President. She interrupted. No need for thanks. Captain, it's us who owe you. She continued. We're calling allies, building defenses. But we also need you here, both of you. We need first-hand knowledge. Ray looked at Taru. The boy nodded. Let's go. 2 days later, Ray's ship landed at Earth's high orbit station. Dozens of humans watched as the ramp opened. Taru stepped out first, his blue skin, his wide gold eyes, his small hand in Ray's. No one moved. Then a young cadet stepped forward and saluted. Welcome to Earth, sir. Ray smiled. Taru whispered. Did he just call me sir? You earned it, Ray whispered back. In the command room, giant screens showed battle plans and star charts. Ray stood in front of them, pointing. The Varnak don't just attack, they test. They study fear. First they cut communication, then they attack soft targets. A general asked, what do they want? Taru answered, voice clear. They want silence. They want your kind to stop asking questions. A long pause. Ray spoke again. But if we fight together, humans and Lothari, we have a chance. Another officer asked, how many ships do we need? Ray looked at the screen. All of them. Later, that night, Ray stood alone, watching Earth spin below. It was beautiful, blue, bright, alive. You joined him. This is your world. Ray nodded. Yeah, and soon, it will be your world too. Taru looked unsure. Do you think my mother would be proud? Ray didn't hesitate. She already is. Back on Varnak Prime, the leader of the enemy stood in a hall of fire and steel. Dozens of Varnak warriors waited in silence. The leader spoke in a deep voice. The humans resist. Growls filled the air. They send messages. They build fleets. They believe they are strong. He smiled with sharp teeth. Let them gather. He raised a claw. When they are ready, we strike. The countdown to invasion had begun, but Earth was no longer sleeping. For the first time in history, humans and aliens stood together. Different voices. One mission. To survive. The stars were no longer quiet. Dozens of human ships floated in formation, lined like shields across the edge of the solar system. Lights blinked, weapons hummed, engines burned. Beside them, a smaller fleet of Lothari vessels glided into place, silver, curved, elegant for the first time. Humans and aliens stood together. Ray Carter looked out from the command deck of the Unity, Earth's flagship. Taru stood beside him, wearing a flight suit one size too big. You ready, co-pilot? Ray asked. Taru nodded. Let's make her proud. Ray smiled. We will. Across space, the Varnak fleet emerged. Black, sharp, endless. The leader of that Varnak stood tall in his warship, claws tapping metal. Earth stands, he hissed. Then, Earth burns. He raised his hand. Begin. Thousands of ships launched forward on Earth's side. Alarms sounded. Ray's voice echoed through every ship. This is Captain Carter. You've seen what they are. You've seen what they do. But today he paused. They see us. He looked at Taru, then back at the fleet. Today we fight back. The battle began. Bright beams lit the sky. Ships exploded like firecrackers in the void. Human fighters weaved between Letheri drones, protecting one another. Taru handled the weapon systems. Enemy left. He shouted. Ray twisted the ship, dodging a missile. Nice eyes. Ray said. Nice flying. Taru replied. They moved like one. A Letheri cruiser was hit hard. It spun. Burning. Ray turned toward it. Taru's eyes widened. That's Commander Vela. She saved us on the station. We're not leaving her, Ray said. They rushed in. Ray flew under enemy fire. Taru hacked the Letheri airlock, got it open. He yelled. They pulled the commander's escape pod aboard and flew back into formation. Vela gasped. I knew you two were trouble. Ray grinned. Good to see you too. Back on Earth, President Hale watched the battlefield. Status, she asked. An officer replied. We've lost 8 ships. Varnak losses are high, but they're pushing through. The president stood. Put me on comms. Her voice filled every human ship. To everyone out there, you are not just soldiers. You are defenders of home. Protect the skies. Protect the skies. Protect each other. Know this. She paused. You are not alone anymore. The tide began to shift. Letheri ships moved closer to human lines, forming mixed teams. Their tech disabled Varnak shields. Human cannons finished the job. Ray watched it happen. This is working, he said. Taru smiled. Together is stronger. But then, the sky changed. A massive Varnak ship entered the field, dark as a shadow. Bigger than anything seen before. The flagship darted, opened its mouth like hanger and fired a wave of red light, cutting through 5 ships at once. Ray's screen blinked red. Main reactor overloading, Taru said. Ray cursed. We can't beat that with guns. Taru looked at him. What do we do? Ray looked at the Letheri data on his console. Tirana's files, tech diagrams. A final note, their flagship core feeds off fear. Disrupt the mind link and it collapses. Ray's eyes narrowed. We go inside. The Unity dodged past burning wrecks and stormed toward the Varnak flagship. Ray dodged fire. Taru hacked enemy signals. An opening appeared. They entered. The inside was alive, walls pulsing like veins. We find the core, Ray said. We shut it down. They ran through black holes. Strange shadows watched them. Varnak soldiers came. Running. Ray fired. Taru tossed a stun flare. They moved like ghosts. Finally, they reached it. A glowing orb. Red, alive. Taru, you stepped forward. It's connected to their minds. That's why they follow fear. This is the heart. Ray looked around. Then we stopped the heart. He pulled the crystal from his pocket, the last one Taru had left from Tirana. You sure? Taru asked. Ray smiled. One last light from your mother. He placed it in the core's control slot. A flash of white. The room shook. Outside. The Varnak ships froze. Their lines broke. Some turned. Some stopped. Confused. Leaderless. The flagship cracked apart. Ray and Taru ran. They jumped back into the Unity. Just as the flagship exploded in a bright, silent fire. The battle ended. Varnak ships, scattered, leaderless and blind. Others ran into the stars. Earth was saved, but more than that, Earth had changed. Days later, a ceremony was held, under a glass dome on the moon. Hundreds stood in silence. Ray wore a black coat. Taru stood proudly in a silver one. President Hale stepped forward. Today we honor those who stood up, she said, not just to protect our world, but to prove that courage has no species. She looked at Taru. Your mother's gift saved us all. Taru nodded. I only did what she taught me. Later, Ray and Taru stood outside the dome looking at Earth below. Bright, peaceful. Ray asked. So, what now? Taru smiled. We build, we learn, we protect others like you protected me. Ray put a hand on his shoulder. You're not just my co-pilot anymore, he said. You're family. Taru looked up at the stars. For now they're safe. Ray followed his gaze. But we'll be ready if they ever scream again.